Girls of Reddit, what is it like to be horny from a girl's perspective?
Stolen from the American forum Reddit.
The heat flows down there, my clit tingles. And, bear with me now, I feel empty. It's hard to describe, but my vagina physically feels empty, like it needs to be filled with something. That is really interesting to hear, because it is the exact opposite of what I feel as a man. I kind of just feel like I need to put that thing somewhere. It really tells you how perfect human sexual biology really is. You know that feeling you get in your chest when you drink something warm on a cold day? I feel like that, but in my pelvis. This is pretty damn accurate too. Am I the only chick here who doesn't like the itch analogy? That sounds gross. To me, it's more like this achy, throbbing desire for pressure on the outside parts, and the feeling of needing something in me to grip on. Damn it, now I'm horny. Yeah, I don't get the itch, but need to be filled. And suddenly my mind is filled with fantasies about the guy I'm horny for. Guys, that first insertion and the girl makes an OMG face. That isn't fake. That is for real. OMG, yes, finally I am being filled face. I saw this thread and thought I was born for this, because I have the biggest sex drive of anyone I know, but then I realized I didn't have anything interesting to say that hadn't already been said. Clit gets bigger, feels more sensitive, and warmth from the rush of blood. Sometimes I can feel my pulse through my vagina, which is cool. I also want to take this time to debunk the myth that girls are never as horny as guys or whatever. They are. I'm a huge pervert. I would spend entire days in school and church, when my parents forced me to go, thinking about sex non-stop, whenever I could really. In the car, trying to find ways to subtly get off. School bathrooms. It was really bad. I've come 20 plus times in one sitting before. Much more controllable since puberty, but still worse than anyone I know. Not sure why, but I really want to get this through to people. So I start off just getting a little bit flushed. I feel mildly hotter all over my body and I start to get really aware of how soft my skin feels. A mild touch of my hand on my thigh might send me shivering. I often rub my thighs together if I'm in public to alleviate the need to move, but it pretty much ends up with me getting hotter. I can feel myself start to throb, and my breathing starts to fluctuate. Then the thoughts start coming. Every hot situation you've been in, all the guys you thought were cute, and all the fantasies you've been having lately. I often find myself thinking about a fantasy and have to abruptly stop, or I'll get really frantic with the need to have sex. Something that always happens is the need to be filled. I can't describe it, but I just feel empty and want something in me, sliding. Even if you take care of yourself, you can still feel the echoing throb, the clenching of your muscles wanting to pull something inside of you. Yeah, also you get really wet. It's probably not the best idea to read the comments while I'm at work. Feeling a bit tingly and wet, when you want to touch yourself but can't because you're in class is the worst. Rubbing your thighs together just give you a tiny pleasurable sensation. It's kinda like, hey, I kinda wanna have sex. Then after a while it's like, yeah, a penis around here would be pretty great. Then a while later it's like, that dude probably fucks really good. I want to fuck him. Then finally, for the love of all that is holy, I want to fuck anyone. You know that feeling like you're going over a hill and you get that swoosh feeling in your stomach? It's like that, but in my pants. 5 hours from now. Guys of Reddit, what's it like to have a boner? It's pretty cool. It's like the dick gets bigger, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Unless you're in the middle of a job interview, you're about to give a presentation, you're at a funeral, you're witnessing the birth of your children, you've been told you have stage 4 colon cancer, you're at the doctor's in general, unless it's Fred, in which case, well done. You're teaching a class, you're proposing to your girl or boyfriend, you're on public transport, you're trying to convince your so to get back with you, you're in public, you're by yourself but don't know what to do with it, you're having an argument, you're having an argument about your penis, you're having an argument about always having an erection, you're not having sex or masturbating, you're not wearing anything that it can be tucked into, you're on Skype to your parents, you've just got to first base and he or she notices, you're a clown. Sometimes I have so many other symptoms going on that I don't even realize it's horniness. I get very antsy, I just want to go on an adventure. I want to eat good food, drive fast, do something exciting. Then when I finally have sex I'm like, oh, that's all I needed, and I can finally relax. Well, seeing as I'm currently experiencing it now. I'll try to explain. I'm sure every girl is different though. It starts as a really warm tingle across my entire pelvis. Everything becomes hypersensitive. Any touch across the back of my neck or stomach will make me groan and shiver. I want to be touched, caressed, spanked, and licked all over my body. The hornier I get, the more the tingle changes into an ache. I want something in me and I want it now. By this stage, I'm just soaked. I love to be teased. Tease me and I'll absolutely beg to get fucked. It's the most frustrating, arousing, hot feeling ever. And the moment when he first slides inside you with no resistance because you're just so wet. MMMH. Looks like I came too early yet again. Happens to lots of guys. A lot of people are describing it as a tingling or warm feeling, but I tend to experience it as almost like the feeling of having an itch. But instead of needing to be scratched, you want pressure. I also find that if I read/see something erotic I feel a pulse/throb. I do kedgels through it. It sucks because you can use toys or items to help it a little, but usually, at least in my case, it's a constant want to just get fucked. It's like something just clicks when you're near someone attractive and all you can think about is them naked on top of you thrusting. Graphic, I know, but it's difficult to handle. Okay, it's like this. You're a little hungry, and there's this burger joint right down the street. Not a shitty McDonald's or something. This high-end classy burger joint where everything tastes like heaven. You're not hungry, just enough to notice it. But when you do start thinking about that burger place, and it make you hungrier, and you start to feel that emptiness in your belly, and you're like, man, I could go for a burger. So either A, you go get your burger and it feels so juicy and good and you feel full and happy afterwards and you get all fat and lazy, or B, you ignore it/eat something else and it's okay but it's not nearly as satisfying. Mostly, for me, anyway, horny is about scratching that itch and getting that fullness and satisfaction and all the happy hormones. Turned on is a whole different thing altogether and requires intimacy or mental stimulation. I'd like to thank the app. I shared some of these responses with my wife, and then she started getting horny too, thinking about other girls getting horny. We just had the best morning sex we've had in a long time. Kudos. App, it almost feels like a pressure above the clitoris. I don't really feel any tingling, but I can feel how sensitive I am by walking or even sitting a certain way. Eventually, if there is no penis wandering around, I am able to take care of myself 3-4 times. I feel the blood rush to my pussy every time I can detect a hint of a penis through a man's pants. I start to imagine what every guy would be like to fuck. I soak through my panties, find somewhere to masturbate, come in 45 seconds. For about a week of every month. It's that intense. I don't know how to describe it from memory. Not horny right now. I guess I get pretty sensitive down there and have the urge to hump/rub against anything. I also get butterflies in my stomach. Not the butterflies for me, but the urge to hump/rub against anything, or stick something inside of me. Yup. Burnhub.com. Since I know you're headed there next, I'll save you the trouble. 24. For me, it's the feeling of wanting to be filled so badly that it hurts. Like, it physically aches from how badly I need it. And the feeling of wanting to be touched is overwhelming, and craving the weight of a man on top of me. This is really sad, but I've been single for a while, and sometimes it gets so bad overwhelming that I'll actually cry. Oh god, now I've made myself sad. So, if I learned anything from this thread, it's that I should look for squirming women who look anxious. Obviously followed by a tip of my fedora, right? This is just gonna lead to you bothering women who need to pee. Better question, are you ever horny enough to fuck a guy you wouldn't normally fuck? Like, if a cute guy makes you horny, but he leaves before you can do anything, and an uncute guy is there and you're still horny, would you fuck the non-cute guy just to get some? Because that's how horny guys get. Women at Reddit, help me masturbate please, thanks. It's like an itch that's impossible to scratch. It starts with my clit feeling itchy, like it needs a thumb or a tongue or a dick on it. Then the sensation builds and builds to where I must have clit scratching. It's more a void to be filled than anything else. And once that void is filled, I want more. I want to be fucked, and flipped over, and ridden hard. I want to be used. I want to be violated in the most fucked up ways possible. And then, after everything comes galloping to an orgasmic end. I just want to be cuddled, hugged and felt safe and warm, and that's all. Maybe have my back scratched. In exchange for back scratching, my nails aren't long, but they're scratchy. I want a man who appreciates that. If Reddit were a real place, I'd bet we'd all be fucking each other. After seeing these replies, I've come to the conclusion that I really need to find out the telltale signs of when women are horny. Do females rub one out and then have the same "how did I get here" thought process in the refractory period? Pretty much. Yes. And also intense feelings of confusion and or shame about the porn I've been looking at. Not a girl, but my friend's brother's dog's vet's second cousin is a girl, and, well, it's different for everybody. Plus I'm on the fence about what I identify as, but meh, I've always just felt warm, vagina-wise, and it just kinda spreads to everywhere the longer it goes on. You know the weird feeling you get when you have goosebumps? I get that on my thighs/waist and have this desperate need to be touched. It's even better when I'm already cold, because then I just start imagining how warm and snuggly it would be to have somebody hold me or something. And it's just like, fuck man, I don't even care about who it is anymore, just do it. It also happens very randomly for me. Thinking about kissing does it, but most of the time it's just vagina no, but then vaginas are like vagina yes, degrees, and I end up getting horny at very awkward times. Then I remember that I'm single and eat some cheesecake because being horny makes me very hungry. It's almost like a shock at first, and your lady parts get all warm, and it's almost like you can feel your heartbeat between your legs. Your face gets flushed and the warmth gets more intense. You get all squirmy. You just want this desire to be filled. A little bit like when you have to pee really bad and you know the bathroom is right down the hall. Eventually it's all you can think about and you just want a dude, or lady, if that's your thing, to get down in there. It's a pretty great feeling, and unlike a boner, it's pretty hard for people to tell when you're turned on. Jesus Christ. Till women get boners. All the time.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget, you get video, I get likes and subscribes. See you soon.